One of Assembly Row's biggest developers has claimed that the city's affordable housing requirement may halt progress for their new residential buildings. In May 2016, the Board of Aldermen passed a law stating that 20% of all new housing developments with more than 18 units must be affordable, instead of the preceding 12.5%. The order was a response to what was considered a citywide housing crisis, resulting in the displacement of many working-class residents who could no longer afford rent. On April 6, the Federal Realty Investment Trust at Assembly Row asked the planning board to make an exception, requesting to build at the 12.5% rule they had followed since the project's undertaking in 2005. Although this was a unique appeal, Somerville Director of Planning George Paroikis stated that the developers have the right to apply for a special permit if any changes happen mid-project. Fritz Assembly Development, known as the Montage, will hold 447 apartments on 20 floors. The building is scheduled to open in September, but if 20% affordable housing is required, developers say the project will be stalled. 12.5% means that the Montage buildings will have 62 affordable units, compared to the 98 affordable units at 20%. As explained by FRIT Director of Development Patrick McMahon during the Planning Board meeting on April 6, the initial percentage was included during the project's foundation in 2007. FRIT also agreed to a $15 million contribution to the Orange Line, Linear Park, and the underpass near Fellsway Bridge. Planning Board member Michael Capion was hesitant to make the exception for FRIT, asserting that the 20% affordable housing reflects the desires of the community. He complimented FRIT for improving the city, but nonetheless emphasized the importance of adhering to the law. He highlighted the changes that had occurred over the years and how contempt for the law was not a valid excuse for modifying it. McMahon responded that the exception would be out of respect for the original agreement. Alderman Matt McLaughlin gave his opinions, citing the importance of commercial development, but also prioritizing a solution for the housing crisis. He expressed that it is essential to look out for those who can't afford housing more than those who live in luxury. In East Somerville, some buildings were much smaller but still adhered to the 20% rule, which arguably gave FRIT less of an excuse in comparison to their 500 units. This is one of many developments coming to Assembly Row. The area is expected to expand by several hundred housing units and thousands of square feet to be used for retail and restaurants. A decision is expected at the next Planning Board meeting, which will take place on May 18th at 6 p.m. at City Hall. In addition, a planned rally for affordable housing will happen on the same date, at 5 p.m. in front of City Hall. Connor Edwards, Somerville Neighborhood News.